Planet Zoo has been rated E10 plus by the MSRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It has been approved for all persons ages 10 and over. This video is brought to you in part by The Night Sheriff by Phil Foglio. Bartholomew Zenon's Zenon Land is protected by the Night Sheriff. Day and night, he's burdened by a witch's curse to be aware of all that live and play within the massive fantasy theme park. Now an attack on the park by a monster hunter who knows far too much threatens everything: the guests, the staff, and the supernaturals who take refuge in the park. The Night Sheriff must scramble to uncover not only the source of the threat, but the secrets of the park of which even he was not aware. If he doesn't, he may be doomed. The park may be doomed. And even the world may be doomed. And that's a lot of doom. Go to Amazon.com for your copy today. Hey kids, this is Jack. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Planet Zoo. And the first episode in what is going to be the Rainbow Valley Zoo Project. Now, you may be wondering why I'm calling it the Rainbow Valley Zoo Project while I'm showing you the big valley that we're doing this in. This is a big open space. It's in the middle of a kind of bowl here. We've got mountains all around us, and I think it's going to be very picturesque. And it's going to be a fun time building everything. Now, we cannot fill up the entirety of this bowl. However, we do have a lot of space down here. And let me see if I can find that corner. I marked it with, here it is. I marked the corner with one of these stelae so that I could tell where it is. You may notice that I have erased the standard entrance for the zoo because I'm going to build a custom entrance. And pretty much everything I'm going to do for this zoo is going to be themed, and it's going to be fun doing it. That's why I'm doing a sandbox and not a franchise this time, because I wanted unlimited resources. Now, unlike what I've been normally doing, you may notice that I'm not in the middle. You're not watching a speed build while I talk to you. That's because I'm going to be bouncing in and out of time lapse, during the entire thing while I'm building. While I'm doing some active building, I will probably keep it time lapsed as long as I don't have anything to tell you about what I'm doing, about why I'm doing what I'm doing, about why I'm building, and what I'm building, how I'm building it, things like that. So when I do have that happen, when it's when it's a case of, well, I need to talk to you about what I'm building and why I'm building it, I'm going to have it in normal time like I've got it right now. And if it's just a case of, well, let's go ahead and advance the build so that you can see what I'm doing, then I'll put it into time lapse. Excuse me. Anyway, this is going to be a desert zoo, and it is going to be themed. And despite what you're seeing here with me using these mud walls from the African theme, I'm not actually going to be theming it African. It's just this wall is what I want to use as the basis for my buildings. That said, it's not going to be the standard. You know what? I'm going to use this one instead of the one with the base. Let me show you the difference. This is what I'm talking about when I explain things. You see that the base kind of flares out? I'm just going to use the regular wall. Anyway, let me make some adjustments here. Okay, what I'm doing, what I want is I want the wall to be colored like that. And if I make all three colors the same, that little design that was on the wall goes away, and I'm fine with that little design going away. So there we go. Now, oh, for crying out loud, really? You're really gonna do this? Huh? You're really gonna do this? Right. Yeah, they're really gonna do that. Okay, anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the wall. So what I want to do first is I'm going to build an entrance building. And it's not going to be an overly large entrance building. And it's basically just going to serve the purpose, which is to allow guests to show up at the zoo. And I'm putting it here in the corner because that's the easiest place to put it. And the zoo will expand out from there into the open space. I've already decided what animals I'm going to use. I've already decided the list in which the order, let me put it that way, the order in which I'm going to add them. Oh, for crying out loud. I've already decided the order in which I'm going to add the animals. I've already decided how with which animals I will start, all that number. Excuse me for coughing in your ear like that. So I've done some basic planning, and I know where I'm going to begin, and that's going to be half the fun. Wow, really? You see what I'm seeing? It's like a chunk of the guest spawner is going to be in the... That's not where I wanted it. Hold on a second. Can I? No, I can't. How about that? That's interesting. Okay, well, so we change our plans slightly. It's weird. That is very weird. I'm going to have to adjust the walls. I was not expecting this. That's okay. And this is, I'll be honest, this is one of the reasons why I'm not going to just do complete speed builds anymore, because I want to talk to you about the decisions I'm making. There we go. Now, both sides. You see, both sides with the walls are slightly... Both sides with the walls are slightly covered. Yes, perfect grammar, Butler. Very good, very good. Aces. Anyway, you get the idea. Now, let's go back to the mud walls. Okay. Is that going to be what I'm going to do? Yeah, looks like it. I don't like those holes. I really don't like those holes. You see them, right? You see the thing that I'm... Hold on a sec. That's okay, there are ways around it. Anyway, I'm not going to be continually talking, during these builds. There will be times where I'll go, okay, so I'll talk to you in a minute, and, after this is done, and then we will, get done with whatever I was trying to do. Like, for example, that. In any case, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and finish this one particular building. This is the path I'm using. And after I'm done with this one particular building, I will talk to you guys again. So please bear with me. I will be back shortly. Okay, so there we go. I've got the entrance building where the guests arrive all set up. You may notice I also put up some staff facilities. I have not yet gone to the trouble of decorating the staff facilities. I'll do that off camera. To be brutally honest, I'm not sure if I want them to be in the same scheme as the entrance building, so I'm gonna think it over. I'm also going to be working on the rest of this entrance plaza off screen. I do some decorating here. You'll notice I'm putting in the plants and the rocks. Those, by the way, are some pre-made blueprints that I use. A while ago I decided, I like filling up empty spaces with plants and such. Here, let me get a drink real quick. Plants and rocks, they make good filler for spaces. And if you look at most zoos, especially the zoos that aren't, the barren, cold places, here in Florida, it's almost a given that when you're not seeing a habitat, what you're seeing is plants. The Brevard Zoo, where I live, where I don't live at the zoo. Geez, that's silly. The Brevard Zoo near where I live, just they took the Florida wilderness and then they made it even more wildernessy. Wildernessy? But you guys know what I mean. You know what I mean. They actually added plants to the thing to make it even look even more wild. And it's a great effect, and it works really well. And you'll be walking past this bamboo thicket, and suddenly, oh hey, look, there's tapirs. So I like doing this, and I found out that it's just easier to have all of these formations, these desert formations, the tropical formations, whatever, to be pre-made. It's just easier. So I set up a bunch of them early on, and so now I use them. Never be afraid to use blueprints, especially if they're your own blueprints. There's some people out there, well, I make everything from scratch. Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, if you feel like it, go for it. I'm not gonna. As long as you're having fun, there's no real wrong way to play this game. Is my point. If you want to make everything from scratch, make everything from scratch. If you want to 100% download your habitats from the workshop and fit them into your zoo, more power to you. Now, most of the habitats. Jeez. Listen to me. Most of the blueprints that I use are my own creations. And a lot of the others are things that I downloaded from somebody else and then changed enough so that it was pretty much, if not original, then at least it turns into a collaboration. But when I use somebody else's blueprints, I always try to give credit where credit is due. Now, I do use a couple of outside blueprints here, and I'll be honest, I have no idea who created them. It's been so long since I downloaded them that I've got no idea. So if anybody knows who created these blueprints, please let me know so I can give them credit. You'll see them in a minute. The first couple are the signs that I add to the side of the pathway, and then there's this desert education. Now I know that I got the desert education boards from Delaney Designer's collection. She has a collection of a lot of desert-themed blueprints that she used in her own desert zoo, but I don't remember who created them. I'll look them up. But for the interest of speed, if one of you guys wants to, if one of you guys knows who created these things, by all means, let me know. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was I had somebody contact me and say, you stole an idea from one of my zoos. I made a video and you stole my idea. Well, I didn't recognize their name. I didn't recognize their name. I watch a lot of zoo videos, like most other Planet Zoo players. I watch a lot of videos. And, is it possible that I could have watched something and gone, that's a good idea, and then decided to try something similar? Of course it is. Of course it is. Did I intentionally steal their idea? No. I'm sorry you felt that way, but I didn't. Okay, here's the first of the blueprints that I mentioned. These signs here, I don't know who created them. I don't. I'm gonna have to look them up somehow. But if you know who created them, by all means, let me know so I can credit them. The other blueprints will be here shortly. It's an information group. So anyway, back to the other thing. Yeah, they were angry. Oh my God, you stole my zoo. Well, first, no, I didn't steal your zoo. I might have taken inspiration from it, but I don't use pre-made habitats. I'm not going to use your habitat. I might get an idea for it, but I'm not going to use your habitat. Excuse me. But if I like the way your habitat looks, I might try and replicate it in one of my zoos. That's just the way it works, guys. That's how it happens, You get ideas. The look of that entrance building, for example, I found that in, I think it was Zoofluencer's African Zoo. The Limpopo Zoo. I think that's Zoofluencer, isn't it? Zoofluencer? Let me know if it's not Zoofluencer. Anyway, I liked that particular general look and that color scheme. So I was like, I think I'll use it in my upcoming desert zoo. But just because I replicated the look of a building doesn't mean I'm copying the zoo wholesale. Okay, this is the second of the blueprints that I'm talking about. I'm sure that I got these from the lady designer, but she was not the person who originally built them. It was somebody else. So, I'm going to try and find out who this was by. If you guys know just by sight, please let me know. I want to give credit where credit is due. I always try to when I'm using somebody else's blueprints. But again, that goes back to the you stole my zoo. Well, if I stole your zoo, then I should have thanked you for your inspiration. Are you telling me I didn't? Or are you just angry? I wouldn't steal somebody's zoo. How do you steal somebody's zoo? I don't get it. Anyway, I'm not a selfish guy. If I use somebody else's blueprint, if I'm inspired by somebody, I'm going to say so. I've only mentioned half a dozen times that, okay, this habitat was inspired by something that I saw Paulsley do. This habitat was inspired by something, Caesar Creates made this amazing thing, and I'm trying to replicate it now. And of course, when you talk to the people, and I've talked to Caesar, to Caesar from Caesar Creates half a dozen times, and he's always been like, thanks for, thanks, he considers it a compliment when people go, this is so good that I want to try and learn how to do it myself. I'm the same way. If I inspire you to do something, then great. You don't even have to let me know. Just have fun. That's all I want you to do. Have fun. There's no wrong way to play this game. Literally, there's no wrong way. As long as you're enjoying yourself, as long as you're having fun, as long as it is making you smile, there is no wrong way. I say the same thing to the Planet Zoo pages on Facebook. I'm very active there, and I can't tell you how many times there have been people posting things like, "Well, I don't get it. You guys make these amazing things. How can I make these amazing things too?" Practice. But I'll bet you your stuff is better than you think it is. I bet you your stuff is just as good. And oh, hey, that's got a curve. I did not plan on that having a curve. Wow, I just wanted to make a space to add some more rocks. That curve is fantastic. That curve is pretty, and it's going to look good, and it's going to be a nice note for this particular oval. I was expecting it to come out a big square, but it's not. It's off. I always liked non-square things in the zoos. Squares are okay, but you don't have to have squares. Anyway, don't compare. If you're just starting out, if you've been playing and you've got, you've been playing for a week or a month, don't compare yourself to people like me. Don't compare yourself to people like Delay Designer or Zoof or Caesar or Paulsley. Don't do it. Some of us have thousands of hours in this game. I've got over 4,000 hours packed into this game. I mean, is it really any surprise that my stuff is going to look like I've been playing this for 3 years or 2 years or however long it's been, when the truth is I started playing the day this game came out. I started playing this game the day that, I started playing the day it came out, and so I'm going to know, yes, I'm going to know how to do things that you don't know. My only suggestion, watch my videos, figure out how to do it, and practice. And do not feel bad if your initial stuff isn't as polished as mine is, because your stuff is good enough. Your stuff is absolutely good enough. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my long rambling talks. In the next step, I'm gonna be working on the Century Plaza in between, and I'm gonna be putting in the next episode. We're gonna put in the first of the habitats, and that's the Phoenix foxes. In the meantime, if you liked what you saw here, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to it. I really do. And have fun. I wasn't kidding when I said there's no wrong way to play this game. There really isn't a wrong way to play this game. Have your own fun. And what you do is good enough. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.